Hello, my name is Mark. Welcome to my home. This is phase 2 of my lithium battery installation process. I have a 2015 Tab Max S trailer, and up until this point, my wife and I have been camping at improved campgrounds, so we've always had access to power. This summer, however, we're going to be camping in areas that do not have any power, so I'm going to need a little bit more power to get us through those days. And I install a lithium battery. Now, many people just install a lithium battery, they drop it in there, and they have okay success. If you do that, though, there's some problems that the battery, some compromises you have to make, that the lithium battery doesn't charge all the way, that the cells within the lithium battery can get unequalized, that the alternator in your tow vehicle can be overworked. There's things that happen if you just drop in a lithium battery. If you're going to do it right, you need to do it like the manufacturers recommend, and you need a couple of support pieces. You need to do this in 3 phases. The first thing you need to do is install in your trailer a converter charger that knows how to properly maintain and charge a lithium battery. The one that's in there now, in my trailer, doesn't know anything about lithium batteries, and so it can only charge a lead acid battery correctly. Last week, I installed a new converter. Works fine. So that converter is now ready to charge a lithium battery when I get my lithium battery. The second step that needs to happen is you need to install what's called a DC to DC charge converter for a lithium battery in your tow vehicle, so that your tow vehicle's alternator also knows how to charge and maintain a lithium battery. Right now, that alternator is set up just to charge a lead acid battery. It doesn't know anything about a lithium battery, so it doesn't do that well either. It can be overheated. Lots of things could happen with it. So I've already done step 1. This is step 2 of this second process. This is where what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the installation of a DC to DC converter in my trailer. But to do that, I have a 2019 Nissan pickup truck. So here's the truck, like that. And here's my alternator and my battery up here. I need to get heavy current back to where my 7-pin is back here. The lithium battery both requires extra current when it's charging, and to do that, the little dinky wire that's part of my 7-pin back here can't handle that kind of current. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a much beefier cable between my battery and alternator up here in the front of my truck back to the back of my pickup truck where my trailer plugs in. So I will have a standard 7-pin connector, and I'll also have a connector like this. This is a 50 amp connector. They are really, really nice, snapped together like that. So what I'll have is I'll have a 7-pin connector here where my, just where my 7-pin connector is, and I'm going to mount one of these right next to it so that I can get the extra current that the DC to DC converter needs right from this connection. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to install that beefier wire. Now, I'm not going to go through the details of installing it in my truck because it'd be specific to my truck, and the chances of you having my exact same truck are pretty slim. Now, we'll show you the end result of it, but in this video, I want to talk about the details and the equipment that you'll need, the supplies that you'll need to do that, okay? So the first thing you need to do is you're going to need some heavy gauge wire. Now, the wire that's in your truck or in your tow vehicle is probably about 10 gauge. This is 6 gauge. The smaller the number, the bigger the wire. So, 10 gauge is small, 6 gauge is bigger. Why did I choose 6 gauge? Well, if you get a chart online, you can see, and I hope you can see this, the amount of current that a cable can carry is dependent on its length and its diameter. So the distance from the front of my truck to the back of my trailer is about 20 feet. So if we come down here and we look at 6 gauge cable in the green here, it can go 19 to 22 feet and it can carry 35 amps. So I chose 6 gauge wire because I want to get no more than 35 amps back to the back of my trailer across this 20 feet or so. So that's why I chose 6 gauge wire. Something else you need to know about wire. Wire's not wire. Not all wire is created equally. These chart and this wire is made of copper. You can get wire made out of all kinds of stuff. You can get it made out of tin. You can get it made out of steel. You can get it made out of aluminum, all kinds of stuff. Copper is the best wire. This is stranded, which means it's flexible and it's copper so that this chart applies to it. If I were to put aluminum cable in there, I would need something bigger diameter than 6 gauge. The other thing about this cable, this is oil and heat resistant, right? So I'm going to run this through from the front of my truck to the back of my truck. The chances of it getting some oil on in its lifetime is probably pretty good. The chances of it getting hot is probably pretty good. So you need to get cable that is copper, at least 6 gauge, and heat and oil resistant. So I've got 2 colors here, red and black for hot and neutral, and I'm going to run them from my battery, from my alternator back to the back of my trailer. Up front in my trailer, the first thing you need to run to is you need to have a fuse up there. Now this is what's called a maxi fuse holder. It is also copper 6 gauge wire, and these are blade fuses, just like the little blade fuses you find in your converter in your trailer, but those are called mini fuses. These are called maxi fuses. They're a little bit bigger, but what I'm going to do is I'm planning for 30 amps for something less than 30 amps. So I'm going to put a 30 amp fuse in this. So what needs to happen is you come off your connector where your battery is, and I'm going to run to one of those fuse connectors, and then I'm going to run back to the back of the trailer, and I'm going to put on a connector back here. So you need a fuse holder. You need crimp style connectors, right? This is what's going to go on the bolt on the battery on my alternator up front, and these are 6 gauge, so it will crimp onto this 6 gauge connector. It'll cap onto the back of this. We'll run to the back of the trailer where we will connect one of these. Now, these are standard, they're just quick disconnects. They're made by different companies. Get some good ones that have, when I pull this off, the good ones have a rubber plug that goes in here that keeps them clean while it's not in use. And that's where this will end. And that's this process for this particular video. When I go to install my battery, inside the tub in my trailer is where my converter is going to go. What this just does is it goes and brings the high current back to the back of the truck. Right now, the high current's only available at the front. I need higher current at the back. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to come from the alternator, through a fuse, through a cable, to a connector. Now, when this is all done, you're also going to need some protection for this wire. This is my favorite stuff. This is also high temperature. It's called wire loom. And you can see, you unroll it, and it splits like that and wraps around. Now, what this does is if this let's say this cable is rubbing on some metal, that gives it all the protection it needs, right? So that both of my wires will be inside that cable like that. And this will give it protection, the protection it needs while it's bumping down the road. And I'll tie wrap it up and stuff. So that's real quick video today. I'm going to go ahead and do this work. Crimpers and the whole works. Get some good crimpers too. So don't try to do this with pliers. I'm going to go ahead and do the work, and then we'll go ahead and do a walkthrough to show you how I did it through my truck. It'll be different in your vehicle because how the cable routes will be different and stuff, and it'll be different length depending on how long your tow vehicle is. But I just wanted to give you an idea of the kind of materials that you'll need to do this project, the kind of wire you need, the kind of protection it needs. So we're going to wrap this up for this time in video number 2 of the second phase of the lithium install. We'll actually go and I'll do a walkthrough and show you what I've done and why. Anyway, take care, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Be safe.